Greetings, salutations, folks. Welcome to another Council of Kings podcast radio station. I'm your host this evening. I was supposed to do another podcast episode about a few weeks ago, but I got a little sidetracked. Just trying to figure out some stuff. I have another Black Corner episode coming out in another week or so. You can stay tuned for that. So tonight's episode is more of a trending subject. We're going to be discussing a little recently activity with a little celebrity. PJ Washington, famous PJ Washington, NBA basketball player, has annulled his relationship with famous Instagrammer Brittany Renner. Now, we all know, if you know who Brittany Renner is, she's an enthusiast with a lot of things when it comes to talking about women and, different social norms with people. But apparently, Mr. Washington, apparently he got caught. He and her were together for 2 years. Eventually, 2 months ago, it was announced that she gets pregnant. And apparently, their relationship is now over. So tonight we're going to discuss exactly how Mr. Washington, got to this point in his life, and are the things that Brittany Renner, what is she doing in society that is enforcing a sort of thottery or bad influence on women in this society. So I'm going to bring up my councilman. Gentlemen, how you doing this evening?
What's good?
Hey, how you doing?
So tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about PJ Washington and Brittany Renner's relationship. So let me give you the whole gist and story. PJ Washington is a current basketball player who is an NBA basketball player who he got drafted when he was I believe 20. And if you all know, and so he was he was pretty decent. He's pretty decent basketball player. Got pretty good stats in my opinion. So
He's average.
you guys know who Brittany Renner is, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so so apparently her and Mr. Washington got up, and eventually, she met him when she was 25 and he was 18. So we already know. When you 18 and some woman who's 7 years older than you is trying to holler at you, you already know. You already know how you'd be pretty, real enthralled about that situation. So, they've been together. They've known each other for a pretty good while, in all honesty. So, 2 months ago, it was announced that she is pregnant because they were in a relationship for about a good year or so. And you guys saw the old, the baby pictures and the social media cloud, and the pictures they had together, maternal photos and everything. And basically, about 4 days ago, he made a post on Twitter saying you were faking it the whole time. So basically, their relationship is kind of kaput right now, and basically, it's been recorded off by ESPN sources that there's some sort of contract that he's agreed to pay a certain amount of money for 18 years. Well,
What
the
fuck?
Yeah, that's how it is. I think it might have been 200K in all honesty.
He ain't even worth that much.
Yeah,
oh my god, yo.
Yeah. You guys know who Brittany Renner. She's for one thing, let's just say it. That motherfucker fucked up big time.
Yeah, I
She a
wouldn't
porn
touch
star.
that. I wouldn't touch that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She one of her closest associates is, I believe, is Tina Trump.
Tiana
Trump, whatever. I ain't really that interested in it. But I'm pretty sure you've seen some of their cases, Godfather.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Tiana Trump and Brittany Renner. They're both porn stars and adult film star actors. Both have an OnlyFans. Both, how I'm supposed to say, both are basically the cum buckets of the NBA, rap game, and NFL.
Okay. See, I saw a comment a few days ago where somebody said I'd be mad as hell to know that Tiana Trump was kissing my baby on the forehead.
Uh,
I mean, that's how it is. That's how it goes.
yeah.
That's how it goes. My thing about it is, Brittany Renner, she literally stated how she literally said a few years ago in a video. She said that athletes are the easiest. If you ever want to get, she literally said, if you ever want to get rich and famous, rich, just smash a athlete.
That is true. She did
Like
say that.
at this point, I'm not even mad at her, man. Like if dudes hadn't figured out already what she's about, then I mean, if they get caught up, then shit, that's them.
She
I don't
used,
really feel that much sympathy for him, but at the end of the day, you gotta realize he was 18 when she
yeah,
met.
and she did take advantage of that, man, because he didn't know no better. He 18 and he probably thinking that, oh man, I'm so lit. I got this fine ass older woman trying to holler at me. You feel me? And
Well, and another
especially,
thing, finish your cup.
especially when you got all that money and you're not used to it, because you have to understand something about him. He wasn't the richest person growing up, and you have to understand that a lot of these youngsters, especially when they get their first NBA contract and all that other good shit, they don't know how to act. They fucking brain is just out the fucking. They just stupid.
Yeah, so one thing I've noticed about a lot of athletes, when it comes to their physique skills and such, they are A1, but when it comes to their social skills, they kind of lack a little. Well, at least not everyone. Well, not some, most of them, but a good push because Brittany Renner had her options to choose from. She had been with a few other, suitable men like Colin Kaepernick, Lil Uzi Vert. She
Yeah,
had been with all those
yeah,
kind.
but didn't Kaepernick made her pay for her own plane ticket there and back?
Yeah,
That might be true. That
she
might be
did.
true. Okay, see, that's another thing. She tried to get him young because he was naive. That's one thing I kind of say about it. He was a mark. He was a mark. It is what it is. You know. And like I said, I do feel for him. I do. The thing about it is, you got some things you got to learn the hard way. And the last thing you really want to do is you want to get everything involved on social media. You want to make the post like you was faking the whole time. Like, what's that supposed to solve? There's not anything you can do about it now.
Yeah, he already got her pregnant, so y'all and already stuck with her for the next 18 years of his life.
That is concern. That's one of the that should be any man's greatest fear, being stuck with a woman that he does not want to be with.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's
she caught one. Okay, I guess she did what she was supposed to do. I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what she was supposed to do. She did what she was supposed to do. I don't really. That's one really things I can't really get upset with her because she did what any woman would want to do. She locked down a man with resources and money. And the thing about it is, I see a lot of comments on her Instagram, Facebook, talking about like, "Hey, you wrong. Nice job for tricking that guy into giving you money." Like for real.
Oh, she don't care though. She don't care though.
So, how much is his NBA contract worth? Like, how much did he sign for?
Let me check that out. And
The last time I checked, it was like a $40 million contract. Okay,
Yeah, and they're gonna give her a lot of money.
it is a current total altogether when he was with the Charlotte Hornets in from 2019 to 2020. It was a $3 million plus contract. But yeah, currently it's 4,215,120.
Yeah, But here's the
Wait,
thing: a lot of basketball players don't get paid off their NBA contract; they get paid off their endorsements, and that man has a lot of endorsements.
Yeah, then you
Okay,
gotta
can
take a
y'all hear
bunch
me
of that
now?
off too for taxes
yeah,
and
we
stuff
can.
too, man. So I
Oh
actually seen
man,
that
I
video.
was
Start talking
talking the
about
whole
that.
time. That's some bullshit.
Oh, you had your mic off.
No. I I guess I might have glitched or something because I muted myself and unmuted myself, and it's still like I wasn't seeing like my actual, the little highlight around the icon at all. So that's why I left and joined back.
Uh,
But shit, damn, I said some good points too. So
Wait,
she
how much
did.
is? Oh, never mind.
Wait, what'd you
Oh
say,
no,
Bible?
go ahead, Bob.
Hello.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, how much was he supposed to pay her a month?
Hey, with
Uh,
that situation with him, I cannot feel sorry for the film. But he young, and like I say, being a youngster, I wish he would have had somebody around him who could have gave him the game. Because a lot of these young dudes, especially the rookies, are preyed upon. Because right now, Tiana Trump is messing with LaMelo Ball.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, everybody knows
Also,
about this Brittany chick. He
oh
didn't
yeah.
know.
we all saw this coming. And thing about it is, a lot of people were like, he was saying a lot of dudes were hating, So
No, they
It
basically,
was
wasn't
not.
hating.
It was
They were
naivety on
probably
his
like,
part.
we smashed her already, and we're trying to tell you now, bro. She's not wife material, and it was probably something
And
on the lines of like that.
and honestly, it might also be kind of like a rite of passage. Oh yeah, man. Now you superstar. Wait, now you gotta bone the superstar thought. We didn't all did her. Now you gotta do it. But he broke the cardinal rule of that shit to where
uh, uh,
you don't fall in love.
well, obviously, she put the guac 300, 3,000 on him. That's what happened.
Shit, I didn't had
Nah,
the Gawk
nah,
2000 put on me
this,
before, and it ain't break me.
nah. I'll still have control whether I'll give you a baby or not.
She
Okay,
might
I
have turkey
found it.
basted his ass.
I found it. Oh man, and he signed it too, man. Oh
You got to
shit,
understand,
he
No.
no, when it
signed it.
comes to
It says according to this, he has signed a baby mother Reiner to a 18-year deal that will reportedly pay Reiner an average, and this is what it says: 250K per month. The deal
Oh,
expires
What?
May 6th of 2039.
And that
God
and that's
damn.
not child support, is it?
Hey, hey,
wait,
while we
you
talk,
said
well,
Yeah,
250K?
I don't. I know. I think that's a yes. 250K. No,
we're
that's
gonna be
not
on this.
child support. That's a deal they made.
Oh,
Yeah,
but if
What?
she wanted to, she can go back. She can double back and do
That's a
child
deal they made.
support if she
So
want
that's
to,
I think
right?
That's 3 million a year.
yeah. Like I'll
Yeah,
say
yeah.
this
So
out.
How much is his contract worth?
I don't think y'all know about Chief Keef or anybody like that, but Chief Keef has to pay 100K a month to one of his ex baby mamas and back child support. And when it clears up that he paid her off, he has to come back and pay 10K a month. Like these women are getting the reason why I say like these dudes are young. These NBA rappers, NFL players, they're young. They don't know no better. And so at the end of the day, they're gonna be in like Roger say, it's like a rite of passage. They feel like they
who?
are so.
Who?
It's oh Phoenix of
who Godfather?
Phoenix of War,
Who Godfather?
It's
Pharaoh of
Pharaoh
War.
Boy,
Hold on a
goddamn
second.
it.
Hold on a second.
You will
What did you
respect
just
my
call?
title.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm joking.
Oh my
Pharaoh of War, like
god,
he said, like
Godfather.
Pharaoh War said. Basically,
He
it's a
said
rite of
Phoenix, man.
okay.
Hold on,
This
guys.
is
I gotta continue.
it's a rite of passage. A lot of these youngsters are coming into the league and they're prey amongst these women. And it's like what LeVar Ball told LaMelo Ball. He said, "You got all the clout, the spotlight, you got everything on you right now. He said you're not gonna attract the woman that you need. You're gonna attract the woman you want.
But it also goes both ways, and I think it's turned into kind of like a tug of war into a battle between the sexes of these superstars. They come from humble beginnings, right? They come from the hood, or they come from middle economy families, and then they jump into the superstar, this rock star lifestyle, and they do things that they weren't doing. They got all these women wanting to be on them, and some of them honestly dog these women out and use and abuse them and toss them to the side. So
Hey,
now you
that's
got these
hey,
women.
hero of war. You have to understand that's part of the game, bro. You are just the
No,
woman of
that's what
the
I'm saying.
you are the
That's what
woman
I'm
of the
saying though.
night. And you got to understand it's completely different for a man. When a man gets famous, when a man like a dude gets successful, you're gonna see a lot of people, like especially women, come out the woodworks and try to claim them. The girl that you hit on all your life, she didn't want you when you was broke, but when you hit the lotto, she gonna be right there begging to suck your dick. Now come on, bro.
Red pill number 50
Well, no,
red pill number
that
12.
well, well,
They want
Godfather.
you.
That's what I'm
They
getting
don't
at.
want. They
Is
don't want
that
you when you don't have the resources. They want you after you've crossed the finish line.
Yeah, a woman is not gonna build.
exactly?
A womanness. Like I remember something my dad used to tell me growing up. My dad worked at a strip club, right? And he told me the one thing that he said always plays, and I'm not saying it applies to y'all because I'm thinking y'all a lot more mature than this. He said, "Pussy ain't free. The pussy is shaped like a wallet. Why do you think these niggas be coming in there?"
Sometimes it's shaped like rotten salami, but
Yeah, and he explained to me talking about that you have to understand that a lot of these women are out here to be saved. A lot of women don't want. A lot of women do not want to help build, and if they do help build, they want to take it all at the end. They don't want to be
well,
disrespectful.
I kind of think that went with the situation when I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with women having jobs nowadays, but when women were able to call their own resources, which is when they were able to join the workforce. It kind of took away the job for a man for really to provide for anything, especially since you nowadays we men and women kind of have the ability to do both things, but you're still expected to own up to specific standards that as men and women you have. If
A
that
lot,
makes sense.
and you got to understand, a lot of these women do not care. I've been saying this to my little brother. I told him out the gate. I said, bro, right now, just focus on yourself, focus on building your empire because these hoes ain't gonna do nothing but suck your bride, metaphorically and physically. Because they don't bring nothing to the table. The only thing they bring is wop, as they call it. And the shit don't be wop, it be that soggy fucking, it be the soggy fucking garbage can
I
pussy.
I just still
Nah,
can't
nah,
understand.
that's what you be having.
I just really
I'm
can't.
gonna say I don't know about y'all, but I be getting a while.
I just still I just still can't quantify or understand that reason as to how he like the woman literally wrote a book. Woman literally wrote a book saying that she had sex with these many people. He literally
Because
wrote it down.
it's because the fact that he thought he can change her. That's probably what was going
Well,
through his
it's
mind.
well, well, it's not even that. She actually came out. It's actually been shown. There's allegations showing that she actually, put it out there that she actually was grooming him. So, instead of being the kind of person she is, she was showing him this completely different side. And all women got that. All women got they got the side that they show when they want something. They got the side that they show when they about to just go ahead and take the shit, and then they got their true side. And she was showing the side to him of you know oh yeah, I'm gonna be the damsel in distress, I'm gonna be the submissive woman. So he falls into my trap. Boom, he's got me knocked up. Now I'm about to flip the card. Now I'm about to flip the mask, and he about to see the real demon I am.
Yeah, because
And
at the
once he
end of the
and then
day,
once he finally saw it, you know, he's already waist deep in the quicksand. That that his ass is grass, literally. So now he had no choice but to sign that deal.
Yeah, cause bro, wait, he does have a choice because he could take her to court and only she only get $1,000 a month. But
He done already signed it. If he done
he's
already
stupid.
signed it,
He
that's
is
it.
fucking stupid.
Yeah, he already signed it. He already signed the deal.
And you know what? She flipped the script. She flipped the game on him as probably what was done
Why
to
would
her
he even? I
and
would
what's
even
been done in the
sign
game.
anything like that? What?
Because
Because it was either
X-Men,
that or she go over her head and get child support on.
like X-Men, you
And
Man,
got
make his
man,
life
bro,
an even more living hell.
women are honestly they starting to run the game better than we run it. We used to run it. Like,
Because they become self-aware of it now, and unfortunately,
Exactly.
it's starting to. They think about it is they realize that the rules kind of bend to their will if they kind of nag about it a little bit. That's what I'm saying.
and
bro.
then it's not like how we do it to where where we out where we openly throw we throw our boys on game. Like, hey, say, bro, that girl over there, man, she easy, bro. All you got to do is get her a Big Mac, and she gonna let you nut in her, and you ain't got to deal with the bait. Like, whereas women sneaky with that shit. Like, women
Yeah,
are honestly, I'm gonna be honest, they kind of honestly are more intelligent than we are, because they get over on us without us knowing it. And
that is
PJ and
true.
PJ is honestly a good example of that shit, because he had resources. He had the NBA players that's on his team that done been through that. Then they probably told him the game. He had his coaches. He had all kind of other people, and he still got played. He let himself get played. Whereas this woman, she was open about the kind of shit she was into, and then when she got a hold of him, she flipped it on him and made him think otherwise. He knew the kind of person she was, and he still dropped the ball. He still fumbled, even though
All
he
I
played
got,
basketball.
all I gotta say is, dudes gotta understand. Like, bro, I got a homeboy going through this right now. Dudes have to understand that women are in it for, they're in it for a bigger, like, is a bigger
To make
reason.
sure to make sure that they're taken care of for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Yep,
I I was
because
just saying this
men
like
don't do
today.
that
I
That's
had
the
anymore.
end goal. That's the end goal.
No
yeah,
matter the
Men don't do that
means, if
anymore.
they have to con somebody, it doesn't even matter anymore. They're just trying to
Honestly,
survive.
she's not even that fine. She's not even that fine, if I be
I
honest.
know, right?
man,
She with makeup on, she's a pretty decent high 7. Without it, she's a regular 7 in my
We went to school with females that look better.
for real. But here's the
You
thing
ain't
that really
lying.
kills me. Why do these dudes? I guess when you in love with somebody, you accept their flaws and everything. But these motherfuckers are stupid.
Well, I mean,
No,
like
no, no. She
we were
didn't hit
kind of
the whole county. She didn't hump the whole county. No, no. I'm gonna see that. I'm like, whoa, get
Bro, I
away
need to
from
know
me.
the whole facts.
well,
I mean, if I be honest,
nowadays you can't ask because it's none of your business and it's rude, and it just shows you're an insecure ass man with a little dick problem.
But if all right,
shit,
Okay, man. And
shit,
then I asked,
shit. I'm
like
an
this might
insecure
sound,
man. I'm insecure about a lot of shit. But guess what though? I'm gonna make sure that I don't get played. I'm make sure that I don't get done dirty. I
that's
make
what
sure
I'm
that when I
saying.
build my
Like I don't
empire,
know
when
what
I
you
build my
I don't
when
know
I
what you
when I
have.
build my kingdom, you know, I want to make sure that the woman that's gonna be my queen, that's gonna be she gonna be my partner in crime, my partner on the battlefield. She ain't gonna turn around and stab me in the back, you know, and leave me stranded. She ain't gonna take all my shit and leave me with a fucking leaf to defend myself.
I'm
oh,
saying,
bro, man, bro, I got a friend right now going through that same exact shit, and all I can tell him is, think it with your dick to get you killed.
nah, he can get his money up and get his funny up.
We're not going. Okay, we ain't going there right now. We ain't going there right now.
He knows. He
You know.
knows. No name dropping, but he knows.
We ain't going there tonight, but yeah, I agree with what Pharaoh said. And X-Men too, because they a lot of chicks need a backup plan because I especially need it was a backup plan because she's 29, she's about to hit 30,
Oh
so
yeah, I'm about to
and
say
Right.
this too.
she can't do unless I've looked up her net worth. She's only worth 500K.
Yeah, but
So
like Mike, let me
Exactly.
say
Like
something.
after
Shit, she
she
that ain't
about to be
came
nothing.
out
worth
with
about
that book,
$20 million.
after she came out with that book, she knew she was over.
Man, bro, it's like what me and my girl was talking about last night. I asked her why don't girls have a lot of female friends, and she said the reason because
They
women.
hate each other.
Yeah, they do.
They actually hate each other.
I think I'm in the right place.
But you know what?
I don't see
You know what I
there's
would
no
say?
reason to hate each other anyway.
Women may hate each other, but they
They'll
hate
care
us
Oh
for
more
they'll
my
than they
care
God.
for
hate
each
each
other.
other
They
to a
don't
degree.
break the
Hey,
sisterhood.
excuse me, do you have
They
like
won't
a
break the
pool room or
sisterhood.
something? That's what I'm looking. A pool room or something
You
like
know,
that.
unless you
Unless
sit
it
on the
unless
Hold
it
on,
rail.
y'all. I gotta get on.
Thank
unless
you.
it
I'm in the right
benefits
place.
them.
This is my first time on this site.
Good. Yeah, it's right down there. I think it's in the hall to the left. The hall to the left. Yeah, that hallway right
The
there.
hell, did somebody break the fourth wall inside the
Thank
dimension?
you.
What the hell?
To your left. Yeah. It should be to your left a little bit down
Deadpool, is that you?
Okay, I'm in the right place. Okay.
All right, I'm back. But
Y'all
another
talk,
thing I wanted
talk
to
about it?
say, when it comes with another part with child support, they're making the child support laws a little more difficult as as we progress. Because I looked up different research in some states. If a man actually just provides at least if a woman comes up with some proof that he provides at least just one form of finance, she can literally put that man on child support.
Exactly. We
Are
were
you
having that
fucking shitting me?
conversation the other day.
Hold on, guys. I
Uh
want to introduce you to a new guy. How you doing, Devin?
man,
How you doing?
All right, it's good to see you finally
Hmm.
got everything up and running for
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to the council.
you. Welcome.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. We're talking tonight. We're talking about PJ Washington and his annulled relationship with uh Instagram model Brittany Renner. If you
Okay.
heard about that. So apparently,
Heard about it.
so apparently the guy he knocked her up, and the only reason she really wanted to be with him just to get a baby mama chick.
Yeah, basic.
That's basically that's basically how
Yeah.
it went. And thing about it is, men all around the freaking state were telling him like you shouldn't have got with her. You shouldn't have got with her. We saw how this coming from a mile away. She literally groomed the boy to be a simp, and basically, this is the intended result.
Uh huh.
So basically, we're talking about how this could have been averted, and are women like Brittany Renner contributing to thottery in 2021 modern day society?
Hello.
Hello.
So yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
Yeah.
you.
My bad about that. The call came in. Yeah, how it could have been averted. That's what I heard last.
Yeah, so we're talking about how do women like Brittany Renner contribute to modern day 2021 dysfunctionism through thottery?
Of course.
But yeah, but who
Okay.
was last? Who was what do you give your whole thoughts about the whole situation if you remember about
I mean, any given time in the media, we're going to see this. Right now, this is the it story. So that's why I said I didn't get into it too much because to me, it's like just a replication of the basic news we hear every day now, or at least once a month. You know, especially with celebrities, you looking at these dynamics, all these, I would call them uniform toxic situations.
No, that's a really good name for it.
Uniform toxic situations.
You need to trademark that name, man.
Yeah, they got just might. And if I'm listening to the conversations with females I come across or that I'm aware of and know on the regular, it's like, okay, that is the process of thinking is very dysfunctional and delusional.
You have no way in shape. No idea, man.
It's like, and you think it's normal, you think it's right, and it's funny that you would think that when it was you running through or getting ran through, and but you like it, I guess. I would have to presume that you like it, but then y'all whine at the outcome like you don't like it. So pick a struggle.
Agents of chaos and emotional thinking. That's what they are.
Yeah.
But you can't live with them, can't live without them, though.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I'll go back. I'll piggyback off what you're saying. The thing about it is, it seems to be evolving, but in the wrong direction. And it's the magnitude of how this thinking is progressing in today's society. And this is one reason I have a kind of wholehearted respect for Kevin Samuels, because he puts them into place and tell them that this shit ain't right. This shit is fucked up, and you need to stop this shit before you
know what?
Alone.
I want to speak on that form real quick because you got a lot of proponents, like people like going balls to the wall trying to shut the man down. It's like, why are y'all attacking him? There ain't no party if the guests don't come.
Mm-hmm. At this point, Kevin Samuels is a juggernaut. He ain't going.
I mean, look, the thing is, what they call that? What is it called? Basically power go where your attention go to.
Mm-hmm.
If people did not want to speak to him or hear him speak, he wouldn't have no form.
Well, the reason is because you already know how women are if one not wanting to admit the truth. There's some truth. There might not be a truth. There might not be something that they enjoy listening to, but they cannot denounce the fact that there is some truth in what he speaks.
That's a fact, and it's just a mere fact, whether it's true or false or whatever the case may be that he's saying. The fact of the matter is that everybody is drawn, male or female, to listen to what this man got to say. It's the females that go on there to try to take shots at him or get, as anybody would say, torn down. They're going on there because they want to. Now, what anybody who wants to stop this man from dispensing all these facts and truths, if they want to do that, just ignore him or get your people to ignore him. But that man ain't going nowhere. Why? Because it's valid and it's valuable.
See, the thing about it is, I don't like to bring black subjects in the non-black corner episode. But the thing about it is, the reason why black women are afraid for him to keep speaking is because they know if enough black men keep listening to him, they know that they have to get their shit in check. And unfortunately, the ball is in their court currently right now due to the fact that they are trendsetters, and the other society likes to listen to them over us.
Right.
And by us, I mean black men.
And honestly, if we control the narrative and gain dominance over the mental dispositions of women, of black women, but black women or women of color across the world influence every other capacity of every other society, and women around the world have the power, the greatest buying power amongst everybody. Basically, what do they say? The teenage group to 50s. account for trillions of dollars in spending.
Yeah.
And most of the world, regardless of what your stance is, where whatever you fall at in the hierarchy as a man, whether you call yourself an alpha, beta, sigma, whatever have you, we spend our dollars if in any kind of reference or form, whether it be for your mother, your daughter, your sister, we spend it on women. So that also contributes to it. Because they try to cast their spells and pull on your heartstrings for you to spend that money. So whether they spending it themselves or you spending it in favor of them, that sways the economy. So that's the very bottom line, because it's always money matters.
The money talks.
It's always money matters. Look, every time a woman is pulling, huh? Go ahead.
I was about to say this is a good example of that right there, because he rather just candle. I didn't know if you heard, but he's basically Pete Washington actually signed a deal with Reiner, a deal where he basically has to pay $250K a month for 18 years. He did that just to prevent her from going over. The only reason he probably did that was because he know if he couldn't do that, he probably go straight to the state and call child support, and that would have rang his ass to the dryer.
Well, even with that contract though, that's more than half of what he makes a year.
Repeat that.
Even with that contract, that's more than half of what he makes a year.
I mean, you know what? Again, he made these decisions,
and that's before taking the taxes out too.
Thing about it is, he better hope he stays in the NFL for a while, because only a small percentage of people, men stay, heavily in the NFL.
It's like we need etiquette classes on how to handle women, period. And so the whole, we got this whole dynamic where we got a culture of how men or boys are brought up to do the things we basically doing, to chase after women. that's like preparation for simping, unless you really just.
That is one of the deconstructions of masculinity in today's modern day society, because little boys in general are trained at a specific age. They got the teachers are women. Most of the administration officials that they talk to, and so they're trained at a young age to inhibit these masculine traits because it's seen as bad or toxic.
Right.
And unfortunately, it seems to. And the thing about it is, I do notice that men, now that most men are starting to realize it, they're starting to fight back. But there's a power struggle that I can't really elaborate on. But you can see it, in my opinion.
A big thing though is the trigger of the hormones and our sexuality that have us to gravitate towards what we're looking at, rather than reality of situations and dealing with these chicks.
I get you. I mean, well,
or your nature as a man.
Repeat that, you bored out.
It got to be okay. What was the last thing you heard?
I think the last thing I heard was hormones that gravitate.
Okay, basically, we are hindered by our natural disposition. We hindered by the fact that we looking at these ass, these cheeks, these boobs, and it's automatic on that, rather than us paying attention to our intuition and the reality of what's set before us. They be casting spells behind how they even look sometimes, rather it's always an appeal to sexuality.
Makeup in this generation itself is witchcraft.
I mean, and then it's like, just calling it what it is. Like it's the manipulation. That's what I say is a spell. The manipulation factor. How they using it. How they have a fucking culture alone built on how to manipulate men.
Yeah. When before you were Godfather, he was up here. He was explaining to that basically comes with the territory. They do this. They do this on a regular basis. They'll go up to these events. They'll see a guy try their shot, and if he takes the bait, that's when they put their plan in motion. That's why I said that this that's why I kind of can't really be upset with Reiner, because this seemed like she had this plan from the get go. This house. This was already making. And
you
think
know,
about it. Yeah, go.
I'm just saying. And then when you don't say nothing or fall into the trap, then they internalize that and then start attacking every other which way on your character.
This one reason, this was a situation a few weeks ago. I said I was gonna do a rant about it with child with with these new school child support laws and this DNA test. I saw a few weeks ago. If you ever remember this man, they said a man he had a stroke when he found out that his child was actually not here.
I saw that.
Like a lot of chicks, I saw a comment section. Women were saying like, we don't need mandated DNA tests. That's just something that you should do. Men should love the kid.
That shit's how biased. It's like you can't even make that make sense to yourself. How biased do that sound? Of course you're gonna say that. It's in your benefit. It's in your greatest benefit to say that dumb shit.
Pharaoh, you guys still on?
Yeah.
My whole thing is that it's a form of cuckoldry. One thing, and the thing about it is how do you not know who you own? How do you can't tell me you be doing that much freaky deaky shit and not know who the father of the child.
My whole thought is, if that comes about, that situation where it's okay, you is tossing them chicks this way and that way, and you come up pregnant, it would be the wisest thing, unemotional thing, to have an abortion.
That would honestly be the most logical route in all honesty.
Like I just saw,
if you don't want somebody to find out something, you
right.
get rid of it.
Right. I said, these mugs is bold. They're very bold. But all we can really do, because we already know all these problems, what are our solutions? I mean, us talking about it, we being aware so we can hold each other accountable. It's like, what do you do in that heat of the moment?
Well, the solution with this guy is, with PJ Washington, is he should have had somebody. He should have had somebody that he knows and could have trusted to, give him the game about it. And that's what happened. He obviously, I don't know. Maybe they treated him as the rookie and was like, I ain't about to let no, maybe they got their testosterone up and they were like, I ain't about to let no little rookie fuck over my money and shit. So they didn't say nothing to him. Because Brittany, she had been with, I think I said it earlier. She's been with Kaepernick. She's been with Lil Uzbert, but none of these dudes really wanted to claim her.
I know.
And the thing about it is, so she had her options of men to try this shit on, but she didn't. But she tried somebody who was naive, who was young, and she could I believe Pharaoh said earlier, somebody she could mold.
Yeah, who clearly wasn't connected to the rest of the world. Because, come on, man.
For real, we all said this.
Like, you should have known about this female. She was all over YouTube and everything. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It don't make no sense. The signs were there. You saw them. It didn't do anything, and now you're sitting there looking dumb. You think about it, it doesn't make any sense. And the thing about it is, this another situation. if you guys know who Mila Khalifa is, her and her husband, they divorced. Her husband of 2 years, they just divorced.
Wait, who?
The famous porn star, I believe, the Pakistani porn star. Her and her husband of 2 years, they divorced. And now she's saying she's giving up on men because she feel like she can't find love, even though you
Well, I mean, you do porn every day.
you've been railroaded by
Bro.
men who probably surpassed your current man in in size and strength and everything. So, and that's what I don't understand. You can't get upset with men for not wanting to deal with you. And there's a difference between somebody accepting it and not wanting to deal with it versus somebody who can't accept it but just chooses to deal with it out of love and appreciation. Or adoration, that's what. But I can't really understand. Like chicks like Brittany Renner, Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B. They just contribute to a lot of soldering. And the thing about it is, I don't know why we trying to support it. And when us as men try to speak out about it, we get labeled, softer, he's soft, or misogynistic.
Well, that's what they want to be their culture now.
Well, it ain't about to be my damn culture.
You just gotta
Hell
think.
no.
Whatever.
I'll let throwing birds, I'll let throwing dog shit and snails be my culture. That shit happen.
This the culture. It's not just the culture though. It's the fact of you got to know who's capitalizing. It's always about who's capitalizing, who's benefiting.
That's a good point.
Whatever's done is like if it's in great force and to a detriment of a particular people the most, you got to wonder who will capitalize on the other end, the opposite end of the spectrum.
It's basically like a XYZ situation. This happens, so this will happen. So eventually that will happen.
I mean, that's how most things are. Look, everything. Look, you can trace this back in your life alone, your personal life. Whatever is happening, if there's any strife or conflict, who's capitalizing off of, who benefits from it. So if you backtrack that, and see who's getting the goods off of your suffering, off of your drawbacks, then you can investigate it and see where the weakness is to where you can exploit that, maybe. And sometimes you got to be covert as hell and not even make no vocalizations about what you witnessing, because that talking ain't gonna get you shit a lot of the time.
Right.
We can say and scream and gnash your teeth, do everything we want. It's like, okay, yeah, what's the action?
Well, think about it is the action in this situation will probably be for the collective of men, of rational thinking men, to vocalize the problem for the first time and actually get a specific archetype of men to lead the charge, because I'm a big fan of impressions are everything. First impressions are everything, and how your traits with people determine how they take effect too. Another part I wanted to go over tonight is do you guys think that this is a question, if anybody's free to answer, chime in, but my question is, if I'm trying to how to communicate this. If whoredom is the downside of community, what as men would be the best solution for us to fix it? or is that something that women have?
What was the question?
I said, if whoredom is such a big problem in our community, hold on a second. I kind of want to. But I'm trying to get started. Okay. If boredom is such a big problem in our society, and men want to get rid of it, what is the first stage or step for us to do it, or is it something that women it can only fix?
We would have to practice self control because they only doing it because they know we're gonna accept it.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Again, Washington's a good example of that. So he like
Stop it.
one thing I definitely know that women love, well, dysfunctional women love is a man who lacks discipline.
hmm
And the
They
thing
don't like
about it,
accountability, so of course they ain't gonna want to be next to nobody that's gonna hold them accountable. They got, and in a sense, that's kind of rewarding bad behavior, and that's the first thing I think to stop doing, stop rewarding the bad behavior. That's positive reinforcement of bad behavior.
see, that's what you were talking about. Comes into effect. Then bullshit sales, dysfunction sales. If dysfunction didn't sell, K Michelle and women who are on love and hip hop would not be famous. You know? Like I can understand the difference between business and what sells, but when you piggybacking off of it and people are making a type of culture out of it to sustain the bullshit, then there's no problem really being solved. Because what's the point of trying to achieve greatness when being in the slumps is already making you money? X Pharaoh, you guys want to contribute to that point? Bible.
I mean, how I'm thinking is if we don't pay attention to it, I mean, there's nothing that they can really do about it. You know what I mean? But it's hard trying to get people to do that.
Yeah, I just think self control plus is the biggest thing because they're doing it because
Like
they're
for
doing it to
example, the what was that? What was that show that you just
Repeat
like? What
that.
was that show that you just said?
Love and hip hop. I said love and hip hop.
Hmm.
X, you there?
What was that show that you
Love
just
and hip hop.
yeah, like that. Like if we wouldn't pay if people put that on the you can hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yo. All right. All right, but yeah, I was saying I was like, yeah, man, I was like for that for them to keep even putting that show on TV, like that just shows how much we're so in love into that drama and shit, man. Like
Who's watching it more
it's
though, women or men?
That was definitely women. Well, women.
women.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And they watching it because they are attracted to it. They watching because that's what they live. This is generation. It's in the blood. It's ingrained in the veins. So whatever we talking about now, we can do it in our small circle so that we can try to affect the women around us and then demand otherwise. But two, got to stay on game with being disciplined with itself. Three, gotta be accountable and take care of the business in your circle if you're not, up on your game fully as a man.
That's another.
But this shit is
And I think
generation.
not to interject in your point, but I was about to say there's a huge surplus of simps and beta males in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that depending on where you at in life, I think most men are subject to some type of tactic, some type of action. Whether it's not their whole character, but it's come out.
What do you mean by that?
Okay. Let me see. You be on guard. It's like okay. It's like okay. Let me. If anybody watch Dragon Ball Z, okay, I'm related to that. Like when
Oh God, you have no idea what can
look,
of
look,
worms
look,
you
look,
just
look, look,
opened
look,
up.
look. So Super Saiyan, when Gohan and Goku had to try to maintain Super Saiyan so that it became comfortable, so that it became normal. They had to hold that posture, hold that frame, but they could get knocked out of it if the blow was hard enough.
And that nigga Krillin threw a rocket Goku head.
So, so the point I'm making is you could be standing in your frame, but you could have a weak moment. Like shit, Samson had a weak moment toward Delilah. You can have a weak moment where you was caught off guard and you performed a simpish act.
Well,
It's like you didn't think it was, but she took it as okay. They always trying to chip away at your armor, so shit. She took it as, and she gonna keep on trying you and always trying you. This is not all women, but it be some women, and that one might catch you one time, and then you catch yourself looking back like, what the hell did I do? No.
I get you with that one because the worst thing you can ever do when a woman's trying to push your button is react in a negative way.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even argue with my fiance no more. I don't argue no more.
Good. That's
When
very
she,
good.
when she gets all that yip yapping, I'm like, okay, I'll see you later. I'll come back when you're through.
That's a good that's a very good tactic just to walk away.
You ain't ready this society. You ain't really got no choice because that's another thing I noticed. Most dudes when they argue with chick, they're not afraid of what the woman will do. Shit, most of the time they're afraid of what the men around them.
Yeah. That yeah. I would say that's a bad situation when you gotta be concerned about that anyway, about what a woman gonna do that's gonna throw you off your squash if you're around other men. She shouldn't even put you in that position.
Because the white
That's like
knight, that's white, too
that's
much
like
white
that's
knight.
like putting you in danger in general.
Mm-hmm. Think of
So
this is why I say chick. This is why I say a lot of chicks. You say that they say that men are these creatures of insatiable strength, but y'all you don't even realize they don't even realize what power they hold and what they can do with their mouths. And I'm not talking about the other stuff. I'm talking about what they can tell.
oh no, bro. A lot of these women don't know all the power that they have. Like I'm sitting there, I'm looking at you. Your ass raised, you don't even understand yourself. Your ass walking around here like Jean Grey and the Scarlet Witch. You don't even know what the fuck you doing, but you tearing something up.
Have you watched WandaVision, if I may?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I say they a powerful resource by default.
That's a good.
But
That's another.
but it's like trying to tame a raging fucking tornado.
Right. Like another. If I can go from WandaVision, like how powerful a woman's emotions are. He literally created another reality.
Yeah.
Out of anger and hatred. Out of
That's
anger
emotions.
and
That's emotions in general. They're
I,
my
I,
greatest tools.
They wish
I was
they
real
could.
shocked.
Emotion.
I was real shocked when she lifted up Monica and literally smashed her ass against the concrete.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's the main thing we got to understand too. Within our power, we got the same power on emotion, but theirs is it's like if it was a drug, if your emotions was a drug as a tool, it's like we got some stepped on coke because a lot of our power manifests in the physical.
Exactly.
Man, women got that pure Colombian,
that
but
sound like a Miranda Kush.
yeah, man, they got it, but a lot of times they don't know how to use it. They got some good product to sell, but they don't know how to bag it. They don't know how to put it together and ready to go.
Right.
Instead, they just put it in little bags and throw it at you. Throw it at you like motherfucking snowball. And you got to be dodging everything.
All right. Well, I'm about to draw this little episode to a close, but my last and final question would be is what would you have said to Washington to prevent them from doing this?
Oh man, it ain't too much you can say, but to make the man aware of what he might not be aware of. But many men have fell on their own swords doing what they want to do.
All right, X-Man, you want to answer the question? You want to take the question?
Yeah, I'm pretty. I feel like that too. There's pretty much nothing you can really say at this point. Like I said, he should have known. Like, there's no reason why he shouldn't have known. He can't be this disconnected from the rest of society, bro. Oh, lesson learned.
He basically it's heavily known that he got turned out. That is evident.
Like,
Ain't no freaking way.
lesson learned to anybody else who's not in this situation, please.
Yeah, I get you.
You know,
Bible. Oh wait. Go on, Brother David. Devin, you can go. You had something to say? Bible. You want to take the question before we jet ourselves?
Yeah, I don't think.
I can't hear you. Guys speak up, man. You gotta speak up.
I'm saying I don't think there's anything that we could have told him just because. I mean, all the information was already out there. I don't think he really cared. Yeah, he's young. He got all this new money and everything. He's feeling kind of powerful right now. He feel like he can have anything he wants, and so I guess he just got burned by that.
That's what happens to a lot of celebrities when they first get famous. They go out and ball like crazy for no explicable reason, and then this is the results. That's the one reason why freaking dudes like Future got whole football teams running around here.
Yeah, Shaq. That video with that I posted earlier.
Yeah,
Shaq.
with Shaq.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
with Shaq. If he posted a video with Shaq, basically explaining that when he had $1 million, he had a check for $1 million,
Yep.
and basically he went out and spent it on a Bentley, and then bought his parents a Mercedes, and then he went out and bought some jewelry and some suits, and then his financial advisor calls him and says, you spent over $1 million, and like. And he's like, he's like, Fika took that part, and like, who the fuck is Fika? Like, for real. Like, I always go back to that episode of Black Dynamite. If you guys ever watched that show, with Richard Pryor, when he was trying to get money from they were trying to get away from the IRS, and
right.
he's like, Fika Fika. When you look at your check, it say Fika Fika fucked you out your money. Yeah, that's basically what it is. The government will always want their cut. They will get it. Wesley Snipes almost got blackballed for not giving the government their cut.
Yeah, I don't think he thought about that part either, because I mean, she's already getting over half of his income now, and then got to pay taxes on top of that. I don't know how much he's gonna have left after all
All right, but I'll give my closing statement. Personally, you can't control what a man does. You can't control what anybody does. And the best you can do with anybody is just give them the information. If they choose to take it, that's on their own. If they don't, well, unfortunately, they must suffer the wrath of their own consequences. And in doing so, it's always be mindful to, look out for if you have friends that you know good and well that you can save, do the best you can to save them because they might be mad at you for trying to tell them the truth, but they'll be more what's the word I'm looking for? Apoplectic, apoplectic. If you don't tell them that, you know, what the truth was at the time. People will get angry at you when you try to tell them the truth, but they'll be more angry when you don't tell them what they could have done. It's funny how people work like that too. But in closing, Washington, PJ Washington fucked up big time. It was a huge L, that motherfucker took. Nah, I would never have done that. No, not in my life. And that would not have been that way. But gentlemen, I appreciate you guys coming up tonight. Devin, it was great to have you up here. I appreciate you I appreciate you coming up. And I'll next time just remember to get back on this.
All right.
I'll sure be sure to keep in touch with you.
All right. All right, take care of this.